Hello, hello, hello my lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about otakon and how where you're staying in proximity to the con could have a huge effect on your experience of the con. I wanted to do this video in full cosplay and I realized you can't even see the pants. I'll have a video of the pants right here. I'm very proud of them. I'm still not done sewing in the ends, but that will be for another video. I also decided to put this on because I did not take pictures in Inosuke, so this is kind of my introduction saying that the pants pattern I've been promising for the past 2-3 years is on the way, I promise. On a more serious note, this is a verbal content warning for several instances of harassment, and those timestamps will appear on the screen here, and an additional warning that I do not have a microphone and I do not care to get one, so how the sound is in the vlog is how the con sounded in my ears, so captions will occasionally appear so you can make out what we're saying. If you couldn't tell, I have a lot of notes about my experience, so you'll see me looking at my phone a lot. Most of what I have to say is not bad things about the con. I want to make that clear. It was everything else that affected my con experience. So let's start from the beginning, shall we? With day -1. Honey also stayed over the night before so we could head down to the con together because we were going to be getting up really early for our train, and I don't trust myself to be like fully conscious at 3:30 in the morning. I was so wired about making sure I had everything on me and that everything that I needed to do at home was done, so I barely got like 1 to 2 hours of sleep.
There we go. I think I can take off.
We're doing surgery on Miti.
Oh my god, she needs it. Probably needs therapy more.
Oh, little pigeon. Nothing beats
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. And right now, you could save something or more per person.
You're a great salesman.
Thank you.
It's
everybody.
Yeah, it's before 5 a.m.
in approximately 8
Okay,
minutes.
yeah. See you on the train. Our train was around 5. Which, like, I don't know, it was really crowded on the train and I was surprised, but I guess maybe I shouldn't have been. I don't know, it was my first time taking Amtrak, and I was, as people, like, got on and off the train, I was able to sit next to Ahani eventually. I was like, okay, this is an okay first experience. And then I take my charger out to charge my phone, I plug it into the train, and all of a sudden, the power goes out. So the train was tilted like this, and because it was tilted, the doors couldn't close all the way, so none of us could sleep. There goes my chance of taking a nap on the train. While we're waiting to get going again, the engineer starts walking up and down, and then the intercom comes on and they tell us, we're so sorry, but the train has lost power. The engineer is going to try to troubleshoot and see what we can do to get us going again. So we wait. And then later on, they announced the engineer can't figure out what's going on, and they're going to send us a train to transfer onto. And I was like, oh man! Transfer onto, like, I had just gotten my luggage into the luggage storage, and it was really heavy, so I was really nervous about carrying it from one train to another. We were stuck on the track for 2 hours, so anyone else who had gotten stuck coming into the city on Thursday, that was my train! We had left the station at 5, we got to the city at 10 when we should have been there at 8. When we transferred trains, fortunately, we did get a 4-seater, and somebody did end up helping me with getting my luggage onto the luggage storage above us. 3 people had to do it because it was that heavy. I don't know, that day, for some reason, we were on both trains, we were surrounded by people who did not have train etiquette, which I'm near New York, like, I get it, but at the same time, this is kind of crazy. Honey was able to take a nap, luckily, so she was able to help us navigate, but I was I felt like I was hallucinating. We get there, right? We book a lift and we decide to check into the hotel early. It was a small fee. I was willing to pay the fee because I needed to just lie down and like not be around noise.
This is impossible.
And then we decided to meet baby Beppo, who I'll be referring to as Beps throughout this video, at the matsuri.
What are you taking a picture of?
The sign.
Oh,
Say hi.
Sky in DC.
Yummy.
Yummy! Yummy! The final boss of photographers. This is amazing. And you know, once we saw Beps and we got food and started hanging out and practicing our dances, I thought it was all well and good, and like Ehani and I were saying, like, the universe is just getting the rest of the bad stuff out so then we can have a great weekend. That was not the end of the bad things. Day 0, we've already gotten harassed. Oh my god. And then they asked if I was her mom, and then, oh no, it's sister, and then I rolled my eyes, and I was like, okay, fuck off, like.
That was so icky.
Like we said, day 0, the universe is getting the ick out. At the end of the matsuri, we decided we wanted to go get some cake to celebrate all of our wins this year, as well as get some snacks from the local grocery store. We started crossing the street and we had our backs turned. And from behind, I hear this man's voice say, "Excuse me, you are so beautiful," to Beps. And Beps like barely turns around and says, "Thank you." And then he starts making very uncomfortable comments about her body. And then he started circling us. And instantly I was like, oh my god, I cannot take any more of this today. Please just go away. He was no longer in Hani's line of sight. He looked at me and he went, "Oh, are you the mom?" And I was like, man, I can't do this right now. And I rolled my eyes just like automatically. And he was like, "Oh no, sister." And then he said, "Don't roll your eyes at me, girly. You're not even that cute." And after getting like an hour of sleep, getting stuck on the train, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And like, I just felt so uncomfortable after that interaction. Even if the entire interaction wasn't aimed directly at me, like that was very scary. I think when he started circling, that was the first time I felt like I was being haunted. That aside, like, I do consider myself the type of person to bark at someone for catcalling me, but I could tell that this person wasn't fully conscientious of what he was saying, so I felt like if I had said anything negative in response, I might have put us in a more dangerous situation, so I froze up. I didn't know what to do. After that, like, I was laughing to try to cope with it, but even though it was such a basic insult, like, I broke down and I completely had an anxiety attack in the middle of the street because that was also my first time wearing that dress. I don't typically wear things like that. And I was just started spiraling. My friends did talk me through it, and thank you so much. I'm very thankful for them. I do value their opinions so much more than a stranger's, even though it was so sudden and scary and really jarring in the moment. I think those things that were said set off this sort of hesitation that I've had when it comes to competing in cosplay competitions, because I've had some people like ask me why I don't compete. I think I really like posting about my process and verbalizing it and sharing my mistakes and what I've learned, because I know a lot of people in this community or even outside of the cosplay community focus solely on the final product or like how accurate the portrayal is. But for me, a lot of my connection with the cosplay comes from like how I feel about the source material and how that's affected me as a person, and also my journey in making the cosplay. So that comment sort of set off this worry in me that my idea of like how I see myself in a character isn't valid, even though I know it is. It's just like, it was such a little thing that like pulled everything out of me in the moment, especially after feeling so overstimulated from the morning, that whew. I think it's also that like making things is so important to me, and not knowing if you're going to receive constructive criticism from a judge or from like the general public when your work gets posted online is scary to me. It's really scary. But at the same time, like, I do want to make more friends with people in the making community who are kind and really care as much about this craft as much as I do. And I want to be seen for like how I contribute to this community, however that comes through, rather than like how I look in a set of clothes or how accurately I look in a set of clothes. Like for me, even though like getting attention is great, it's not as much about like just getting attention as it is receiving validation and acknowledgement from people in your community that you've done a good job on the piece you've worked so hard on, and the piece from a show or a manga that you care so much about. I would love to my work to be seen as like my love for a show or a character showing through in the way that I portray them. And like when I'm told things like that, it just comes off as my portrayal of a character did not meet standard. Whatever standard that is and whose ever that is, like my brain just like assigns that to myself rather than to another person's opinion. That's why I do have to remember like whose opinion really matters and who I'm really doing this for, because at the end of the day, like day one, I really loved when little girls and artists would come up to me in Artist Alley and be like, oh my gosh, I love your cosplay, that's such a deep cut, it's amazing. And I'd be like, man, this is so healing after what happened on Thursday. Okay, let me wipe my eyes because now I'm tearing up. And yeah, I think that's what I really love about the cosplay community and like the people who make their cosplays, that are sweet and kind and always willing to share, because like so many of my interests and my hobbies in terms of like what I watch and what I make and what I do for work, it all kind of intersects here, and like that's kind of why it just meant so much to me, and it was so sudden and jarring in the moment that I just felt like it kind of blew up in my face. But like I said, my friends did talk me through it, and I love them so much. Oh my god. We headed back to our hotel afterwards to just hang out and have girl time. And then we ate our cake and we watched the Love in Deep Space trailer that had just dropped. Okay, great.
Oh, we're getting married!
Yay! Wow!
We're using
Tasty! Congratulations! You think Raphael is doing the thing because he's never like flown before because he's a fish?
Sorry.
Sorry! Did you hear my question?
Something about fish? He didn't fly because he's a fish? There's flying fish.
Is this their honeymoon?
This is a hazard. And I don't think you can surf like that. Surfers in chat prove me wrong.
Okay, why does Caleb...
Why does it get cloudy?
Why does he always go through a storm? Leave this man alone. I like this bikini. It has
This
a lot
is
of
cute.
jewels. Yeah.
Where's the dolphin?
You know, okay, you know what I'm upset about? Okay, I'll say what I'm upset about later. Oh.
Nothing beats a jet too hot.
Okay, so I'm editing this video at the same time as I'm filming this voiceover, and I realized I never actually recorded in the video like what upset me about the trailer. And hang on, I don't know why I'm still tearing up. It's that the fandom has been begging for their hair to be pushed back during the beach banner, or like some banner where like they come into contact with water. We didn't get that this banner, and I want to see forehead, come on. Like even on Xiaohongshu, like there's so much fan art of like them at the beach, and I'm like, missed opportunity. I mean, it's fine. Right after I finish editing this, I'm gonna watch the cards, and I know I'm gonna be happy either way, so. That was day 0. Let's go to day 1. Thank you. I stuck my tongue out, that's why I was laughing.
Like not AOIC that? Okay,
That's good to know. Say hi.
Oh my god. Wow,
So
beautiful. Literally so sad.
It could be wedding though.
Oh.
Just wait hard enough.
Oh.
I feel like we should.
Oh my gosh! Then the otakon sign is behind you. Oh my god! It looks so good. It looks so good. We all got our first compliment within the first 5 minutes of being here. Yippee! We headed to the dealer's hall first because I wanted to get my Omniscient Reader's viewpoint copy. Then we like wove a bit through dealers. We don't really look through dealers that much.
Is that A20?
Yeah, I took a picture.
Where are we? A20. Okay.
Then we spent the rest of our time slot in Artist Alley, which I wanted to talk about AI art. If you couldn't tell, this is a very anti-AI page. AI art to me is not art. Art is something that comes from your soul. It is something that you put practice and time into, and something that you do the work to get the result. AI does not do that. There's no such thing as AI art. There's only such thing as AI generated images. I'm not gonna get into it that much in this video, but from environmental damage to literal brain rot to theft from artists and creators, I cannot fathom a way to support how AI has proliferated our world. But yeah, that's definitely for another video, I think. So a few people on Reddit brought this up, and I'm aware that cons do want to avoid AI generated images in their artist alleys. And like, we don't know for sure, right? So I'm not going to be naming any names, and neither does this Reddit thread. But when I was walking through Artist Alley, I saw like one booth where the art looked a little too smooth, and like I just got so icked out that I didn't even get the name of the booth and started walking. Apparently someone in this thread said that someone in Artist Alley had packed up by Sunday and left. I'm not sure. No one is sure if that was the actual booth, if they just left early, or if they were asked to leave. Hani pointed out in our debrief the other day that artists tend to be strict with one another, so it's the type of thing that they would report right away, which... Love the artist community! We love you guys! I do also want to talk about a vendor in Dealer's Hall that was selling wholesale AliExpress crochet items, which like is really heartbreaking to me, and because there was literally a crochet artist in Artist Alley that I didn't get to say hello to, and like I know that that artist puts in so much work, and to have like that across the hall in Dealers is crazy to me. It's part of the reason why I like to stick to Artist Alley, because sometimes like I just don't know where some of the things in Dealer's Hall is coming from, unfortunately, unless it's a brand name that I recognize and have vetted myself, or if it's an artist who's like a little larger and sells on a more e-commerce scale rather than a more local scale. Like, those are the only two I will really look at and go and support. Otherwise, like, I try to stick to Artist Alley most of the time. After Artist Alley, we headed to the One Piece meetup because, as you can see, Beps and Hani were cosplaying Nami and Vivi. Unfortunately, I did not get any videos and pictures because there were so many people at that meetup, and the meetup area for Otakon was in the gaming hall. People would have their microphones, but you still couldn't hear anything. So I did not get any videos. I stuck to the back of the crowd because, of course, it's One Piece. So many people love One Piece. I am also very short and I couldn't see, so I was like, okay. It looked like a good time. Eventually, Beps and Hani came out of the crowd to leave because they decided they were hungry and they wanted to prioritize food.
I was like sitting here like, you know me.
Okay. I'm gonna keep your kiss. Yummy. You don't get one then. This is a One Piece character, by the way. Maybe Yona from One Piece. From the Akatsuki no Yona arc.
After eating and looking at the car show, we decided to explore the connection from the con center to the Marriott Marquis, so then we could take photos and film.
I found it on the floor.
Matching!
But it's a free prop. Snack. Anyone want a snack?
Oh my god, this is
Oh my god!
This is so silly. Oh yeah, baby, that's a star.
Chicken.
Oh, stop! Wait!
Is that a star?
Is it a star? Yes, it is a star. Look.
Wait, so it's the last man over there and then the fucking boo-boos over there. Twins! Two twins.
That's on camera.
Oh!
Can you even see them?
Wait, that's so funny.
Something we didn't account for, I know that this is a mid to big size con, but something we didn't account for was the walking time from point A to point B. I know DC is a smaller city than New York, but we also didn't account for exactly how far our hotel was from the con center. Like, we took a Lyft every day, but it really would have been nice to have a place to go to like drop off Ehani's shoes or take like a couple hours breather to like rest, or in this case for me, someplace to put my meds back, because when we left the Marriott it was very strict about like what's in your bag. Like, they would look very closely at every single thing that you had in your bag, and I understand like the security people are just doing their job. I know the Marriott doesn't want to be held liable for anything that's brought into the con center. I completely understand that. It was totally on me that I put some of my it was an antihistamine. I put some of my meds in an unmarked bottle. It was like, it wasn't even unmarked. Like, I had taped on like a label that just said the name of it and 10 milligrams. And like, that wasn't an official label. Like, I know they're not going to accept that. And this had happened to me before, but I think the last time it happened, the people just let me go in because I was towards the back and like they could keep an eye on me. It is emergency medication, but it's like not the thing that I would take if I needed to go to the ER. So like, I was fine throwing it out. It was completely my fault. Like, I know they're just doing their job. They were very concerned about whether I would be okay without my meds, which I appreciate that, but it was totally on me. I was surprised though that like the con center was not as strict at all about looking through your bags. Like, you would just walk through the metal detectors and they would just like look at your badge and you were in. So I did end up having to get like a different set of meds from CVS the next day, but totally on me. I just realized like, man, that one con we went to where we were in the same hotel as the con center, chef's kiss. After that, we headed back into the con center for the ORV meetup. Since we got there a little early despite Ehani's shoes basically malfunctioning, we decided to play some games. Upstairs. Wait, what's happening? We also bumped into a mama who recognized that I was cosplaying Yona, and I had to take a picture with her because Apothecary Diaries and Akatsuki no Yona are cut from the same cloth, so I really appreciate when people from either of those shows recognize each other. Like, I see you have taste! And then we made it to the ORV meetup. I was unfortunately not able to do Uriel because I typically save my biggest cosplays for Saturdays, which I was kind of really sad about, but I did get a ribbon and we got a Joongdog kiss, you guys! Oh my god!
Vlog. We're currently lounging. It's like 6-ish. We're lounging. These chairs. Here's a honey. Wow, you actually look like a princess, like lounging, you know? Just reclined. You look really pretty. Royalty.
We're just hanging out like we did once upon a time when we were on the pirate ship.
Exactly, yeah.
The pirate ship. Oh my god, no, when we were going there together.
The going there, yeah, we're talking about like our friendship and our memories, you know, back when I thought, you know, she was an op. Remember when you were an op?
Oh, well, can we forget about that actually?
Oh, you don't want to talk about it now. Oh, okay.
It's just a call out.
JK, love you, girl. Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you. Love you.
Anyway, so Sky is watching the ORV meetup happen, which unfortunately didn't happen when she's cosplaying Uriel. I'm very behind in ORV. I know nothing. I'm like maybe 30 chapters in the manhwa. The Hani's a little farther. She's in the light novel, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm close to being caught up to the manga, and I've read the first novel.
Okay. So, but Sky has read it all. So we need to catch up to her, but she needs to catch up in One Piece.
I think that is true.
She needs to catch up in One Piece. You should also catch up in One Piece.
Okay. I'm reading as fast as I can.
I'm 2 chapters, 1 or 2 chapters from being caught up, but I regularly read. Yeah, so we're just relaxing, but I think the plan later tonight is to go to an after party. We'll probably also stop by maybe the ball. I don't really know I hope it's not like middle school dance vibes, but we'll see. And I don't know what I'm doing about dinner. I feel like we just eat whenever we're hungry, is the vibe.
We decided to head back to Artist Alley for a little bit longer before we went to dinner, and we bumped into a Han Soo-young cosplayer who recognized Yona. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get a video with you. Thank you, Jess, for stopping me. You were so nice. Also, Akatsuki no Yona and Omniscient Reader, taste.
My 2 favorite things.
We look so good, guys. We do. We look great.
Hello.
Yeah, we did not go to the ball. With dinner on top of getting into different cosplays and then transportation time, we were so wiped. So we were like, okay, let's just go to the Marriott to hang out and like see what's going on and just spend time with each other. I also forget how long it takes to get into Jobu. Like, Jobu is a fairly simple cosplay. She just has a lot of parts to put on, you know? Our Lyft driver became my bodyguard all of a sudden. And
Got a private escort.
The valet.
I need to park and see this. Like,
The valet opened the door for us.
Yeah. He told us to wait and sit in the car, and then he opened the door. He's like, yeah, beautiful lady.
That was so silly. I love that. Ladies. That was crazy. That is healthy masculinity. I love that. Okay, that is what I needed after what happened last night.
I know.
So for context, this clip, our Lyft driver showed up, and when we opened the door, he was like, wow, where are you guys headed to? You look amazing. We were like, oh, thank you. So like he was asking about the con culture. He was like wondering what exactly was going on that night. He was wondering like kind of like things they host at the con. And like I was happy to explain like X, Y, and Z. So when we get there, he pulls into the driveway and the valet is like, sir, I'm sorry, you can't park here. And our Lyft driver rolls down his window and he says to the valet, sir, I have 3 beautiful ladies in my car. I would like to drop them off to this convention. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so funny. So he goes and parks and he says like, stay right there, I'm coming out. And our Lyft driver gets out of his car, he comes around to the back and opens the passenger door and he goes, ladies. And I was like, oh my goodness. And the same valet driver that had told him, sir, I'm sorry, you can't park there, decided to play along with the bit. And he goes and opens the hotel door and he ushers us in. And I was like, oh my gosh. After everything that happened on Thursday, like, that was a really healing experience. After that, Ihani noticed that the Lyft driver and the valet fist bumped and they started talking about the con. And I was like, oh.
Like big walk everywhere.
I'm trying to show off my shoes. I can't see them under my dress. It was definitely a different vibe. Beps and Ihani were very shocked about the different culture, especially on the hotel lobby floor.
Ihani's trying to take a cute video of us, and I'm trying to show them Raphael in our restaurant.
I'm so fucking rude. Okay, ready? Come here. What are we doing? Oh, we made a ball. We're gonna make a heart. Or we're gonna try to make a heart. We're gonna try to make what are you doing now? There we go. Yay!
Taking some B-roll. Taking some bloopers.
Okay, I'm ready. We also met a couple people that evening who did recognize Jobu, and some even asked if the bagel was my real hair. Again, Friday night was a healing experience. Especially wearing Jobu is always really affirming because even though not a lot of people know her, a lot of people assume that she's from One Piece. People that do recognize her, like, get really excited seeing her. And I think, like, again, that's the whole point of why I cosplay. Like, I love when I cosplay and I remind people, like, just how much people loved a piece of media based on how much care I had put into cosplaying a character from X, Y, or Z. Yeah. It's currently 1:50. I did stop by the ORV meetup and one of the cosplayers gave us this ribbon that says the constellation prisoner of the golden headband is looking at you. Killer ribbon. I know like Ota has like a strong ribbon culture, but like I'm so surprised to see people decked out in ribbons in the second hour. And then I met this Caleb cosplayer earlier and they gave me 2 apples. Thank you. I'm excited to meet everyone tomorrow and I'm excited to debut Uriel and all the work I put into her and will put into her soon with all the additions I want to make as well. Part 1 of my haul. I hate doing haul videos, not gonna lie. Tote bag. This was $20. I got my ORV coffee and it came with a Shikishu board. I'm so excited for tomorrow. I'm supposed to be waking up in 4 fucking hours, but I might wake up in 5. I'm really excited. Tomorrow, we're just gonna see how the magnets go. If they don't work, I'm just gonna like try the corset insert and pray that it doesn't fall out. Oh, you see this hanging by the thread? I need to sew that down. Yippee! I covered it in the, what is this called? The net it came with,
yeah.
And I put one of these in. Perfect. It was fine.
The girls are hanging out, or the other one. Are you recording?
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my god, the girls are gonna be food showing out tonight.
That was a wrap on day 1. Day 2 is on Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint Day, and oh my god, I was so excited. Good morning, it's day 2. Do you like my Venmo?
I mean, you are, but so am I. I can't even get you stuff for mental illness.
Yummy.
Is my food. Look at that perfectly poached egg.
God damn, it's so dippy.
I know.
Wow.
Already.
Time to get ready.
Thank you. Do you want to try doing? I feel like the music this summer around is like good, but I feel like last summer was so.
Last
good.
summer was like something happened.
Yeah, like why did we get Sabrina, Chapel, Charlie, and like so many other like good songs? Like Baby No Money too.
Yeah.
Dude, when those two cosplayers kissed at the...
I think I lost my mind.
I know! I was like, hey.
Like, I had my camera up, but, like, I was watching them instead of recording. And, like, then I saw their faces smashed together, and I was like, oh my god.
The Uriel and you. Sorry, I thought that was Jet 2 holiday.
Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
And right now, you could save 200 per person. That's 50 pounds for a family of 5. What do I have to do next?
Oh, night, clematis. Rich!
It's like a little gremlin in the background.
Claw machine.
Whoa! Grand prize right here.
After I finished assembling the dress, Hani and I figured out the magnets that were going to go on my back for Uriel's wings, which held up really well, by the way. I know a couple of people were asking, and it was perfect. Like, even if they popped off, they would, like, stick right back on. I did sew, like, little fabric pouches for... Okay, actually, I'll talk more about this in my video dedicated to Uriel's build. But yeah, all we had to do was use a very generous amount of kinesiology tape. Again... Getting these on is not something I can do by myself, which is like my only concern with the way these wings are mounted, but it worked well otherwise, so I can't complain. Yippee! Oh my gosh. After taking a few photos and videos in our hotel, we headed straight to the Marriott to take our actual photos and to film a little bit. At that point, it was already 1 p.m. and we only really got like 3-4 hours of sunlight while we were in the Marriott, and like I feel like I was wearing Uriel for like such a short amount of time, so hopefully I'll wear her again soon. I also met up with Lark, who organized the ORV meetup on Friday of the con. She also organized the ORV meetup for Anime NYC, which is on Friday. So if you're going to Anime NYC on Friday, you should go! Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make it, but next time. Next time, next time.
Ooh. Hello.
It took us an hour to take pictures. Whoa! It took us an hour to take pictures, and I saw Lark, and I got stopped for pictures, and the first compliment I got was 5 minutes after I left the hotel. We still have a couple of pictures to take, but we're taking a break to eat, and then we're going to take the pictures, and then we are going to film TikToks, which I think we're making pretty good time. It's just past 3. We got here at... Are they closed?
They have a sign that says closed.
What the fuck? Why?
I don't know.
We didn't realize the hotel was actually serving the bar area until the table next to us got a tray delivered to them. So we ordered chicken tenders and fries, and then beef empanadas with this delicious avocado sauce, which we scraped off the plate. It was really good. Ladies. Oh, so?
Leave me alone type shit.
Ladies. Ladies, I'm trying to do my work today. Leave me alone type shit. Ladies! It's Tiny Measy!
Who the fuck did your hair? What? Nah, I'm on the phone.
Sorry.
Your face is really funny stuff.
Around 5 or 6, we weren't that hungry, but it was getting a little loud in the Marriott, and we were all getting a little overstimulated, so we headed back to change into our nighttime cosplays. Oh my god, so many cosplays.
You're bald and you're shipping people who have hair.
Rat's nest alert! Jump scare alert! I changed into a yassified Punisher, who was also from Omniscient Reader's viewpoint, although I didn't feel comfortable walking around in her cosplay for obvious reasons. So this is what happened. Wait. Around 8, we headed back to the Marriott because Yue, who I had introduced in a previous vlog, was hosting / attending the Love and Deep Space meetup, so we headed there first. And while we walked in, I was like, yay, lads meetup, we're here. And I was wondering why Ahani was like holding up her phone. And at the top of the stairs, I see Yue wearing a Caleb cosplay. And I was like, wait a minute. When Yue had posted their lineup, they said that they were wearing a secret for Saturday night. And I was like, oh, a secret. I remember like they had said that when they wore Raphael to Castle Point, that was just their test. It was not their official run for Raphael, and I was like, that's completely understandable. It's good to like wear it the first time and see how it feels. So I was fully expecting them to be in Raphael, and I was like, man, I wonder why it's a secret if they've already posted about Raphael. I didn't think too much of it. But then I see them in Caleb, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then Ihani like turns the camera to me and then to Yue, and I was like, wait, do I have something to do with this? And it turns out Yue was keeping it a secret because they wanted to surprise me wearing a Caleb cosplay. Which is so crazy to me because no one has ever like surprised me with the cosplay of one of my favorite characters, so I was so shocked and I was very touched. Like I'm not the type of person to like think that one of my friends when cosplaying a character like is that character, even though like to each their own. That was a very touching sentiment. Like after everything that happened that weekend, like that was really nice. Thank you, Yue. And I'm still like a little shell shocked. I think you can see it in the video, but I was like, wait, they cosplayed Caleb for me? What? And the funny thing is, when I was telling Yue, oh my gosh, I have a TikTok idea for when you're cosplaying Raphael, Yue was like, little does she know, I'm not cosplaying Raphael. Now I have a TikTok of Caleb on my feed. That's crazy. But before we could take pictures and film this TikTok, Yue lost their bag, and it took them about like 15 minutes walking around the Marriott to find it. It turns out someone had picked up their bag and given it to the Marriott's Lost and Found. Fortunately, nobody walked off with it. And then this happened.
I've gathered here today over this beautiful blue bag. So it has been discovered in the land of the lost. In the land of the lost, they found this blue bag of two ethereal beings exchanging spiritual energies. Thank you for blessing us. Amen.
The person to my right, the person to my right is D, Yue's partner. This was our first impression of them, and honestly, amazing. I can't wait to see them at a future con again. After hanging out with them for a little bit, we decided to head out to a party. It's time to party! It's time to party! It's time to party! Let's fucking go! LMAO! And have to say my name. Second, like to just put this money and then okay. It wasn't really that okay. The music was okay. Unfortunately, I just want to cover this slightly, but one of my friends was approached twice that night, and for the first time, this guy was very respectful when asking her if she wanted to dance. Another guy had been watching us play ping pong and got into her space and kept trying to shake her hand, and it was like all around just very uncomfortable because he kept trying to want to like be in her proximity and to touch her, and she's not into men. No. And then for me, when one of us was getting drinks, this guy came up to us. The whole table over here was empty. The table in front of us was empty. This guy came up to us, asked us if he could sit in the seat across from me where my friend was sitting, and asked if he could sit there while looking directly at my chest. And I was like, okay. If he had approached again, I would have left. Getting approached is like the traditional way to like meet other people or initiate casual hookups. So like it wasn't super surprising. Like it's not really nightlife without it, but at the same time, like as like a woman or as a femme presenting person, it is something you have to keep an eye out for if it's going to escalate into a dangerous situation. But I think now that we've like done our research on our parties, we know what to look out for next time. Like this party that we went to didn't seem super cosplayer centric, which like I can't say we had a terrible time because we were out until 2 a.m. But at the same time, being a woman or being femme presenting doesn't give anybody an excuse to harass us. I just wanted it to go well because literally every dance, like, we've gotten unwanted attention in some way or things have gone wrong, which, like, our last Castle Point was the exception because last time our Uber driver decided to take an hour and a half delivering our food while their location said that they were in the parking lot right over where we could have walked to get the food. And then when the Uber driver pulled up with our food, it wasn't the person who was in the profile, it was somebody else. But that aside, like, at least one of us has gotten unwanted attention at con parties, and honestly, I just want to dance to anime music, you guys. And like, by the end of the night, I could count on one hand how many anime songs they played. Like, they didn't even play the full K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack. Ah, pain! Now I know for next time. Now I know. Still, I feel like I kind of wish this wasn't one of those things that like we had to go through to learn, but it is what it is, I guess. We headed back, changed, packed, and I started weaving in just a couple more ends even though I knew I wasn't going to get done. I just wanted to cut off enough that I wouldn't be tripping over myself. Oh my gosh, there goes my wig.
When do you think you'll break out Uriel again?
Probably for the next con.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'd love to do the bigger wings and, like, do her sword. Like, my dad is really excited about making another sword for some reason, and, like, I want to use that energy.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like we learned a lot about, like, yeah, about what we did with Jill's sword. That can be fixed.
This time around?
Yeah. I'd love to wear her again, though. Like, I feel like wearing her was just, it just felt like such a blip. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I also think, like, too, it'll be at least a little bit quicker because, like, we know how to get...
now we know. Yeah.
Like, we definitely took time to do them. And again, we want to take time next time, too, but, like...
Now we know that this is very fast and secure, and we know
Yeah.
exactly how much to cut, and we know how to take it off. Let's see.
How are your feet holding up?
They're like in pain as they typically are. Oh, that's right, I have to take a painkiller. Okay, let me do that. I got that on camera.
Do you have any ibuprofen?
I have a headache. That's also on camera. Oh god. And I slept at 5. It's day 3. We checked out, we stored our luggage, and we had a little under 3 hours to finish walking around Artist Alley. We were walking into the con, and I heard someone behind me, like, say something about crochet ends, and then they cut off, and then I heard them again say, like, really pisses me off, and I was like, what if I turned around? What if I was really confrontational? What would you have done? I couldn't do it. Like, after everything we had gone through that weekend, I think I had a pretty good excuse to not weave in my crochet ends. Also, mind your own business. Like, it's not harming you, so leave me alone. There's Phoebe!
What? Oh, I did not realize. Hello.
Yes.
That's really cute.
Beautiful. Day 3. Yeah, but we have Phoebe with us today, and we're headed to the artist alley to go shopping. Let's go. And while we were going down the escalator, Bep saw Yue going up the escalator. Oh my gosh, we just missed them, and like they weren't coming back down and we weren't going back up, so I was like, okay, at least we saw them. I had my first tarot reading. It was actually really accurate, and like I wasn't surprised. I did want to give like a special shout out to this tarot reader because they use their own deck, and it's based on pre-colonial Philippine mythology. And like pre-colonial Philippines is a topic I've always been interested in because museums don't portray pre-colonial Philippines the way I see people talk about it, which is interesting. And I think I heard what I needed to hear, and I'm really excited moving forward. I was not in full cosplay, like I did not have Inosuke's sword on me, but I had people coming up to me asking about my crochet pants. And there wasn't even just people who were curious about who I was cosplaying, but also people who wanted to learn how to crochet or were just starting to learn how to crochet, and I was so touched. I was like, oh my gosh, welcome to the community. People walking, like I just feel like where there's crowds, I'm getting like a mouthful of CO2. Yeah. And like, where is the oxygen? I don't know. By Sunday afternoon, the air felt a little bit thin in Artist Alley. Like I wouldn't say I was nauseous, because I wasn't, but like my vision felt like it was tunneling, and despite having my platforms on, I still felt like I was in the carbon dioxide zone, and I just couldn't get enough oxygen. And like I could not get to the last 2 rows of artists because I was just like, something's wrong, I need to either sit down or get out. So I sat, I bought like the 2 other things that I knew I wanted to buy, and I hightailed it out of there. I was kind of sad, but like maybe I'm not that sad because I was looking at the selection this year, and like Phoebe and Beps were saying that last year's selection might have been a little better. And also a lot of the artists are either also going to Anime NYC, or the high-in-demand artists are exclusively going to Anime NYC. So I think that might have had an effect on the quality of Artist Alley this year, which, like, not to say any of the artists were bad. Like, I did buy a lot of things, but there was nothing I wanted to buy that I felt like I couldn't live without, you know what I mean? I had a very specific list, and I couldn't find about half of those things on my list. It is what it is, I guess. Not every Artist Alley is going to resonate with me, and that's fine. It's personal preference. After that, I had dinner and debriefed with Phoebe, Beps, and Hani.
This is us now. This is at our next con.
Yay! We're ending our trip with another pigeon. Look who we found at the train station. Hi, you at? My like 4 bags. Oh gosh. Yeah. Oh my god. That was out. I was like, I'm so not looking forward to going by myself. So. Yeah. The crazy thing is, we were all getting on the same train. So instead of 3 hours of sleeping, it became 3 hours of debriefing the con. It was very interesting how different of an experience Yue had, and I think it might have been their proximity to the con, which I think next time we really have to think about like the trade-off in spending more money to be closer and like have a place to rest or a place to relax, a place to leave stuff that we're not allowed to bring in, a place to go back to in case like that's nearby, in case we feel like we're panicked. The trade-off between that and saving money, because there were a lot of events this week that like I think would have been so much easier if we were nearby, and not even like in terms of like leaving stuff behind, but also being in the safety of like the nerd / cosplay bubble, and like being in the vicinity of people who understand and who won't give you weird looks in the street while you're waiting for your lift, because everyone else is also doing the same thing. While we were talking on the train, the couple behind us started snoring, and like it just got so loud to a point that like it started interrupting our conversation, and I was like, oh, I was, it's not funny, but I was trying not to laugh. And then it got to the point where there was this one really loud snore, and like all of us looked away from each other so we wouldn't laugh, and then we hear the girl behind us, the girl sitting in the row behind us go, oh my god, what was that?
A couple of minutes.
to get things in order, and then we'll be moving on our way towards New York City, Penn Station, towards our next stop, which is the Philadelphia 30th Street.
We just hit a deer alert. So our train hit a deer in like almost the exact same spot that our train got stuck on the way to the con, so I got a little nervous. What the fuck? Oh my god! I'm $100 richer. While we were on the train, Yua also made 2 very generous donations to my Caleb collection. I was a little bummed that like I couldn't get like a solo Caleb photo card or like something Chihuahua related. Like I did see one thing Chihuahua related, but it was Chihuahua sitting on the toilet, and I was like, I don't really want a pin of Chihuahua sitting on the toilet on my bag. But now I have a Colonel Caleb Chihuahua. Very happy about that, and Yuma was also given this at the meetup, and they're not like the biggest fan of Caleb, but they know that I am, so I only have a couple minutes left on my camera's SD card, so let me try to get through this as fast as I possibly can. My review on otakon as a first timer. I'm pretty sure that it's not that I disliked otakon. I think I was just very unprepared for the amount of time that I was spending away from the con. Like I liked hanging out with my friends and meeting new people and getting to know the culture of people who go to this con and finally being able to wear the fruits of my hard work. But after talking with Phoebe and Beps, they mentioned that like DC is a very transient city. Like a lot of people are there for politics and government, obviously, and like while it's open-minded and fairly liberal, it's not the type of city like New York City where like you could walk around in full cosplay and nobody would bat an eye. Like that's something that happens every day, which I'm very aware of, because there were also times in DC where like I felt like a New Yorker in DC and it might have been based on what I was wearing, or like based on the attitude of the people who were passing by me, or based on how I was being treated, which like I wasn't treated bad. It was just like different to how like New Yorkers would treat me. DC is open-minded in like a corporate and a political way rather than open-minded in an artistic lifestyle way, which makes sense. It's the capital of the US. I do think we did all agree that this experience would have been very different if our hotel was not even the marquee that was attached to the con, but like if our hotel had been 5 minutes or closer to the con center walking distance, because again, like I mentioned earlier, you're surrounded by the safety-ish of cosplayers and like people who basically like share in the same hobbies, interest, job as you. And I feel like I can't make an overall assessment of otakon because I did not do everything at this con. And to be honest, I don't think it's possible to spend quality time doing the things you really want to do and also trying out everything and getting a sense of everything at the same time, because this con has a lot to offer, which is amazing, but it really is what you want to make of it. DC being a transient city also kind of showed in the people who showed up at otakon. I noticed that like a lot of people seem to be coming from different areas, different ways of life, and like that was coming through in like how I noticed people were treating one another, or like a couple of people were treating others like in cosplay or not. It's not something I can exactly put my finger on because like again, this was my first time at this con and maybe it's normal, but like it did have a different vibe compared to like Anime NYC or Castle Point that we had been to. I'm gonna circle back to what I'm about to say, but I probably would not go to otakon again unless my friends who lived in DC insisted that I come, because I think the New York, New Jersey cons are more of what I'm personally looking for in a con. I think DC's culture and the amount of time I spent outside of the con and being in DC affected how I saw this experience, because almost half my time is spent away from the con center. I did hesitate to make this video before accumulating my thoughts because I know so many people love otakon and I can see that, and I don't want what I say to take away from that. But this was my experience as someone who hasn't been to DC in over a decade, travels pretty often, and was not super close to the con center. And I know I literally just said I probably wouldn't go again, but I would definitely give this con another shot, especially to spend more time with the programming. But I think I would either need to bring less cosplays or stay closer, like I said. Like, the way I experienced it probably was not an ideal first impression for like what I was hoping to get out of this con. I am still planning on uploading my process videos for the cosplays I worked on for Otakon, but this video needed to go up first. If my friends were not there, I think I would have had a much worse time. I think because my friends were there, I had a good time, and now that I've had time away from the con, I'm realizing just how much fun I have when they're there. And I'm generally just really excited to see them and my mutuals again. I have 27 seconds left on my SD card, so here's my haul. I got a crown for a future Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint cosplay. Woo! If you know, you know. I got my Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint copy. I got a Caleb keychain. I was looking for a photo card, but this keychain was so much cooler. I got a print from the tarot reader, and these were all the badges I got. All Omniscient Reader, Love and Deep Space, and Alien Stage. That's it! Yeah! My camera is about to die. If you enjoyed this video, kindly hit the like and subscribe button to join the Stitches and our seams, and I will be seeing you next time. I should change my outro. Bye!